Hi, my name's Oliver Ward, and this is my video series on editing wedding videos. Okay, yeah, and I realize this is not much of a studio. This used to be my studio. We're having a second baby, so this is now my daughter's bedroom. It's also currently a pandemic, so I can't go into my office. So these videos are gonna be made out of this beautiful bedroom with rainbows on the wall, doll houses, whatever. But the point is not the studio, but the content in the video. So enjoy the content. The reason I'm making this is because there's a lot of people ask me about workflow. There's a ton to learn about filming weddings, but a huge part of being a wedding filmmaker is actually editing. And you can take a long time to edit a wedding video. There's a lot of different ways to do it. But the big thing for me, as I've been doing this, I've been doing it for about 4 years, is workflow and creating a consistent workflow, which reduces the amount of time I spend on organizing and getting things prepped so I can really work on the artistic and detailed part of it, which is the fun part and which is what your clients are paying you for. So this video series is going to take you step by step, very simply, how I organize my footage and how I initially cut it down. This first video is just gonna be about unique file naming and why that's so important. It sounds really boring, but before you start any project, you should give all your files unique file names. That way, if you ever have to reconnect or switch systems in the future, your editing software will know exactly where that footage is. So we're gonna hop right in. The best part is, it's super simple, so this video is not gonna be very long, which is great, because who wants to watch a long video? I'm gonna open up my project folder. This also works for any project you're working on, doesn't have to be weddings. And I'm gonna hop into Prim and Prop. That was the company I was shooting for that day. We were just doing a short Valentine's Day shoot, so this folder is pretty small. So you'll see I have one audio and I have two main card folders. So what I do is I name my card folders after the name of the project and the date and what card it is. So here you can see PP stands for Prim and Prop, dash, and then I put a unique date in. In this case, it was February 14th, 2020. And so I always go by the day, 14, the 14th, then the month, 02, and then the year, 2020. So there we go, 140220, and then card one. And then I do that again for the next card. And if you have 7 cards, it just looks the same all the way down. Now that you have the folder name, we're gonna go in and rename the files. And it's super simple, whether you're working on a PC or a Mac, it's basically the same process. I'm working on a Mac, so I'm gonna show you what I'm doing on a Mac, and then I'm gonna tell you how to do it on a PC. So on a Mac, first thing I do is I copy the name. I'm gonna hit Command C, or you can right click and hit copy. You pop in, I've got 7 files here. I go to the very top file, make sure you have it organized by name descending, so you want 01 on top and 07 on the bottom. You click on the first clip, and then I hold down Shift, I click on the last clip. Now they're all highlighted. I right click or hit Option. This menu comes up. You're gonna go down to Rename 7 items. This little pop-up window shows up here. Now you're gonna wanna have it looking like this. You wanna choose Format. You wanna go to Name and Index, where I always go after name. You could go before name, but I like to have my numbers after the name. And then this is where I'm gonna paste the file name that I copied. Command V, or you can right click and hit paste. And then the last thing you're gonna do is put a dash after that one. And then you can see the example down below there, PP-140220 card 1-1. Then all you're gonna do is hit rename, and then poof, all your files are renamed. If you remember, you have C0001 here. If you go back to the next folder, because I'm shooting on all Sonys, every time I start a new card, it always starts off that way. So I have 2 files in this one project where I only have 2 cards that have the exact same file name. Imagine you had that over 7 cards or 8 cards or 100 cards. You'd have 100 C0001. If you were to transfer this project to a new editing suite and then try to reconnect, your editing software is going to have a nightmare figuring out what exact file goes to what exact clip in your project. That's why you really want to give everything unique file names before you start. So again, I will go back in, I copy the folder name, I go to the first clip, I go down to the last clip, select them all, right click, go down to rename, and then you're gonna paste in that folder name, put a dash after the last number, after card 2, click rename. That's it, that's all. So on a PC, it's very similar. You're gonna option or right click, and then a little sub menu will come up, and you're gonna wanna hit File, Menu, Tools. You'll see it about 8 or 9 options down, and then that'll pop open another whole window, and you're gonna go up to the Advanced Renamer, and you're basically gonna follow the exact same thing that I just showed you. So that's it, that's all. That's step number 1. Come back for step number 2, where I import and create proxies for the file. See you in the next video.